I realized there was no gender neutral for my sister from another mister or brother from another mother. So I present to you all my sib from another crib. Hell yeah, I actually love that. I kind of want to start using that with my non-binary friends. I also present to you a cyberpunk equivalent, my chum from another womb. I mean, that's pretty good as well. I gotta say, I came up with that. I'm gonna take credit for that one. I kind of like it. But sib from another crib as more of a, present time reference that isn't a video game reference is pretty good. This video brought to you by my YouTube members and patrons. Thank you guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be returning to r/nonbinarymemes, a subreddit dedicated to memes made by and about non-binary people. I love this subreddit. It's always a great time to have a look at, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Very quickly though, before we begin, I need to address a controversy that occurred on my channel. So this would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago as of this video going live. And basically, like most popular YouTube apology videos, I'm not going to be apologizing. I'm doubling down. So in a video, in my r/Tumblr video that came out a couple of weeks ago, I talked about how Americans call it mac and cheese and criticized that fact, saying the and shouldn't be there because the dish is macaroni cheese, right? You've added an and for no reason. And I got a lot of comments saying, no, Blue, you're wrong. It's macaroni and cheese. I've never heard it called macaroni cheese before. That's why we shorten it to mac and cheese. And I've got to say, this explanation was apparently meant for me to take an L and go, oh, you're right, that's fine then. But this explanation has just highlighted to me that this issue actually goes deeper than I previously thought. I'm not going to sit here and take an L because your country's grammatical failings are rooted even deeper than I previously anticipated, okay? It is not macaroni and cheese. That is not... Are you Americans out there like, oh, howdy y'all, I can't wait to have me a plate of spaghetti and bolognese? No, it's spaghetti bolognese. Are you out here like, oh, I'm looking for a treat tonight. I'm gonna have myself some pepperoni and pizza. No, it's pepperoni pizza. You've added an and that doesn't need to be there, okay? You're wrong. Your country's grammar is wrong, and that's coming from England, where we invented English, one of the worst languages to exist on Earth, okay? You have managed to take a bad language and make it worse. I am not taking the L on this one, okay? I will not be backing down from this controversy because America is wrong and you don't know how to name a pasta dish, okay? America is over. It's finished. Failed experiment. Anyway, let's get into r/non-binary memes, shall we? It's so funny how people get upset that gender is a social construct. Everything is a social construct. Go ask a frog what day of the fucking week it is. He doesn't know. This is very true. This is very true. This is also following me just crashing out about the English language, and I do wanna just say right here that I actually don't care that you guys call it macaroni and cheese, despite the fact that that is incorrect, because language is very much a social construct that changes and develops as time goes by. But you're still wrong. You are still wrong though. I've never hummed so hard in my goddamn life. The non-binary experience. If I fits, I sits, and I sure as fuck am going to spits. Non-binary people, just cats. So this one, I'll read out first of all. There are 2 genders. One goes to a gynecologist, one goes to a urologist. The rest go to a psychiatrist. And I've got a few things to say here. This was posted to non-binary memes just because they found it funny. It's meant to be insulting, but it is kind of funny because of how dumb it is. So first of all, yes, people with vaginas go to gynecologists, but that's not determining your gender. That's determining the organs that you have. Gender is a social construct on how you identify and present and how you feel comfortable. That doesn't dictate what organs you have. Second of all, women go to urologists. Urologists are, it's the practice of studying, the bladder and urinary tract and urine infections and that kind of thing. Everyone has a bladder. It's the point I'm trying to make. The rest go to a psychiatrist. I mean, some people go to a psychiatrist. Again, anybody can go to a psychiatrist regardless of your gender. I would actually actually argue that most transgender people would go to a therapist, not a psychiatrist. They would go to a therapist. And therapy is actually something that anybody should go to regardless of gender, because it can be really helpful for everyone. So honestly, more people should go to therapy regardless of how you identify. There is a study of the male reproductive organ, which is an andrologist. They're much less common than a gynecologist, but that's usually because the issues that males would encounter with their reproductive organs tend to be more related to urinary tract and bladder issues. So a urologist would deal with that. However, a urologist also deals with females. So the meme is stupid, but it is quite funny. They're like, there are 2 genders, but they also list 3 things. They list a gynecologist, a urologist, and a psychiatrist. Those are 3, so they can't even count in their own meme. Are non-binary people straight unless they date another non-binary person? So I think this is an interesting and important one to discuss, which the answer, in my opinion, is yes or no. Or it doesn't really matter. Labels as a concept. So when they come down to, you know, gender labels, man, woman, non-binary, agender, right? Or sexuality labels that come down to straight, gay, lesbian, pan, bi, asexual, all of these things, right? The labels exist only to make things a little less complicated, a little less confusing, but also for people to feel the most comfortable, right? The label doesn't exist to be a definitive definition and you have to follow a specific label, right? And the whole concept of non-binary is that you aren't following specific set labels that were laid out like man and woman, right? So you're non-binary because you don't fit into those. You don't want to follow those. And as a result, the sexualities are typically attributed to those might not necessarily play out in the same way. So I am non-binary, as a lot of you will know, and I'm dating a man. I'm dating a Leo. We tend to say that we have a gay relationship. We tend to say our relationship is gay. 1, because it's easiest. 2, I'm quite masculine presenting. And 3, we just like how it sounds, right? So that's how we tend to say it. Another non-binary person in a similar relationship might feel completely differently. And the thing is, that's fine. Everybody's different. Everybody's going to feel about these things differently. Everyone's going to have different opinions. The important thing is you identify in the way that makes you feel the most comfortable, and you don't tell other people that they have to identify in the same way, right? Because these things, humans differ, and humans are allowed to differ. You can't impose your own opinions on someone else in that regard, because humans differ, right? The labels are there for you to feel comfortable, and that's kind of the end of it. This next one was in a previous video. I think this was in an r/1 joke video, but I put it in there because it was funny, and I want to put it in this video as well because I still think it's funny. And if Reddit is full of reposts, then I'm gonna make my channel full of reposts too. Every day I get top surgery, and every night they grow back again. Hashtag Prometheus. And I really like that joke. I really like it. I think it's really funny. I think it was in one joke because it's a haha, like, identify/pronouns joke. But it's funny. It's not punching down. It's a joke made by queer people. I think it's really funny. I really like Prometheus as a joke. It's good. It's a good punchline. Expand the binary system. Destroy the binary system. Non-binary people. I mean, that is so real. That is so real, bestie. Again, this is the thing. Non-binary people all differ, right? The whole point of being non-binary is that gender isn't a binary system and you don't fit into a binary. But it's also worth noting that that doesn't mean that non-binary is just another gender, right? It's a spectrum. Gender as a whole is a spectrum, but there are varying degrees to how people see non-binary, right? Some people like to be completely androgynous and fit into this idea of like, I can only appear androgynous and not like any other gender, right? Some people are like, no, I can present masculine or female because that's not what makes me non-binary. There's a whole spectrum to it, right? Non-binary isn't any one extra gender. It's just an umbrella term used to refer to people that don't fit into the binary genders. So it is interesting that you get a lot of extra like opinions and views, and some people want to expand it, some people want to destroy it, some people want both, like, and that's what makes it so great. Humans are such a beautiful, varied species that I fucking love it. I love that there is so much variety, even just in gender expression among humans. Like, isn't that just so awesome? That's so cool, right? Yeah, I'm a non-practicing woman. I was raised female, but I don't really believe anymore, you know? I'm culturally female. I don't really believe in one true gender, but I do participate in some of the rituals I was raised in, when I feel like it. And I enjoy participating in the traditions of other genders too sometimes. I'm only female on Christmas and Easter for my parents. I love all of this. It's so good. It's just explaining being non-binary in a similar way to people who are kind of religious agnostic, right? I love that. That's funny. That's good. That's a great way of describing it. Only men know this. Only women know that. Me, an NB who does not know anything. Ha, pathetic. Meanwhile, there's me, the ultimate MB, who knows everything. I know everything there is to know about humanity and humankind, and I've never been wrong in a video. Not a single time. Ever. Don't check that. Don't fact check that. No, but on a real note, I actually really like it when people correct me in videos because I can't possibly know everything, right? And I'm not gonna try. On subjects that I'm not informed on, I would rather defer to people that are informed on that subject. It's why I tend to reference articles and studies, right? Because I'm not a scientist. That's why scientists exist, so that they can lay that information out for us and go, here are the findings, here's how things work, right? More people should do that. More people should like trust in actually knowledgeable people on a subject than just go, nah, I clearly know better than this expert that's dedicated their life to this field. Apart from me, of course, I know everything. How life as a non-binary person feels after stopping to care if you are androgynous enough to be NB. This actually follows on from my earlier points, but yeah, like people kind of get this idea that to be non-binary, you have to be androgynous, right? But that's not, there aren't rules. Genders don't have rules, right? Like at the end of the day, like I said, I'm non-binary, I'm quite masculine presenting. That doesn't make me not non-binary. If I was feminine presenting, I'd still be non-binary. You can be completely androgynous or you can look very specifically like gender coded, but that doesn't make you not non-binary if you're non-binary, right? And the same goes for any gender, be you cis or trans, right? Being a cis man or a trans man isn't determined by the way that you dress or the way that you look or what genitals you have or what surgeries you've been through or what hormones you're taking, right? A trans man is still a trans man whether he is taking hormones or has had surgeries. A trans woman is the same. She's still a trans woman whether she has had surgery or is taking hormones. The same goes for cis people. A cis man is a man regardless of how he dresses, right? Agender people are still agender regardless of the way that they dress. This applies to every gender, right? Gender is a title used for you to identify in the way that you feel the most comfortable. However, how you present and how you show yourself to people doesn't determine your gender, right? Your gender is what you make of it. It's how you are. Your gender is what you are. It's not how you dress. Your gender isn't your clothes. It's who you are inside. It's who you're most comfortable being, right? And no one else is allowed to dictate that for you, okay? Conservatives, they're not allowed to tell you as a trans woman that you're not a woman because they don't like it, okay? They can go fuck themselves. No one else is allowed to tell you what your gender is. Your gender is entirely for you to explore and discover. No one else gets to rule on that. And that's where I'm going to end the video. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Macaroni cheese is the true name of the dish. If you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally, you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. But a huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are up on screen right now. It genuinely helps so much, and it genuinely means so much. Also, if anybody has made it this far, I forgot to talk about this at the start of the video because I went on a different rant, but if this video is coming out a week later than the previous video, it means I've started my new job. I actually have a start date now, so I should be starting a new job, which does mean I'm going to be doing 1 public and 1 member video a week instead of 4 public and 1 member videos a week. So yeah, I have a backlog of videos that I'm going to be uploading weekly while I sort my shit out. Member videos will be going up the same as normal, but yeah, we'll be doing 1 regular video a week instead of 4 because I'm going to be working full time. So yeah, but thank you to everybody that supports the channel and sticks with me regardless. It means so much that my members and patrons stick through all of this with me. So thank you to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.